Hello, here we are again in our playthrough of Chants of Sennaar. We are here in the room to fuse metals together to create a super element that will open the door over here that was created by a race that is now named as the Fairies. What we are trying to do here is find a combination with a number of weights that we have. How much of these elements silver, gold, copper, and carbon we need to create that super element. Now what I did in the break is I had a look at the page that we found down in the library that gave us all these formulas, and I wanted to check which of these numbers that it gave make sense or are useful to us. So what I did is I translated all of these. I found a small error. Over here. These are not 4 and 5, but 40 and 50. And I hope that this can help us to eliminate a few of these numbers that we see on this page. There's a few that we cannot even make with the amount of weights that we have here. For example, for the second digit, so that means bottom left is the second digit of a 4-digit number. We only have 4 10 kilo, so let me call them kilo blocks here. So that means that none of the second digit, or none of the numbers that have a second digit larger than 4 we can even create with these blocks. So there's a few things that I noticed while I was making this diagram. First off, this number that is circled and a little bit hard to read if this is a 1 or a 2, has this symbol at the top. Now, at first I thought that this was the symbol for 9, because it looks a lot like this one that we have here for 9, but this one is actually mirrored upside down. This is not a 9, but could only logically be a 7 if we look at what a number that is mirrored could be. So I'm thinking that this is a 7, just as this is also a 7. Even though this has a very thin angle, and here we have a curve, I think it's just because those numbers are written fast that it doesn't look exactly the same. Second thing I noticed is this number here has this symbol, what looks like a B, almost like a capital B. Perhaps this could be the number 8, even though that this curve should then go outwards at the bottom instead of going inwards. So something is wrong about this symbol. It's not exactly the mirror image of what an 8 would look like. Then also here at the bottom we see this half circle but with a dot in the middle, but there is no number with a dot in the middle and a half circle. It's either you just have a half circle, like I'm covering up with my cursor now, and then it would be a 4, or this would be a full circle and then it would be a 5. So this could either be 50 or 40, but it actually is none of those two. And we see the same here on the right side, that yes, there is this curve that looks a hell of a lot like it could be an 8, but it's missing the line that has to be on the right side and going down. that would actually make it 8,000, because that's the only orientation in which we would find this symbol. Like it would be mirrored to the top and then mirrored again to the left. So these two numbers here at the bottom don't seem very logical to use. This one is also not really written very clear, so it might not be one that is used. So what I'm going to do is go back to this one. Edit, and I am going to mark the symbols that don't really make sense. So I'll use another color and I'll put a red dot to indicate that this number is probably not used. Is also probably not, and then here, so I already put question marks, but I'm going to try to eliminate more symbols even. So what else am I eliminating? Well, looking at what kind of weights we had available in the game, we can see that this heaviest weight that we have represents 500 kilos or grams perhaps. So we have two of those, which makes 1,000. This is 200. So 1,200, 1,300, 1,400. So anything that is really larger than 1,400 plus a few first and second digits don't make sense either. So let's eliminate all the numbers that have more than, let's say, 1,500, just to round up, or 1,450, and let's see what we can eliminate. So this is larger. This is larger. Okay, those are the only ones. And then I will look at the second digit. So these are the only 4 blocks that we have available for the second digit. But these only go up if we add them all up to 40. And these small ones add up to 9. So we have a maximum of 49 that could be the first and second digit. So anything with a first and second digit that is larger now than 49, I'm going to also eliminate. So that is this one, larger than 49, 75, same problem. 49, also here. And this is what worries me, because numbers that were the most likely to be useful, I thought were going to be the ones in this rectangle, but as we can see now, we have to eliminate it because there is no way for us to even make the number 50. So yeah, that represents kind of a problem. Now, let me note here what kind of weights we have available. So we have 4 weights of 1. We have 1 weight of 5. We have 4 weights of 10. 2 of 100. 1 of 200. and then 2 of 500. So these are our weights that we have available. So now let's mark which numbers we could actually make with these weights that we have. So let's go top left to bottom right. 729. So 700 is 500, 200, 20 is 2 of these 10s, and then all of these for 9. So this is actually a number that we can make. Then 130, we could use 1 of 100, 3 of 10. So this is also a possibility. Then here we find the number 230, which would also be possible. 2 of 100 or 1 of 200 plus 3 of 10. 200 is possible. 900 is possible. 3 and 200. $730, yes. 500, 200, 3 of 10. And 32 would be 3 of 10, 2 of 1. Then 1,103. So I can make 1,000, 2 of these, 100 and 3. And that's all of the numbers. Okay, so that still leaves us with a lot of numbers. Now, this one, looking at the original picture, points to this symbol here. So 729 seems to point to copper or silver this was. And then we have this symbol for carbon that's like almost attached to it, also in the original picture. This circled 230 is connected to this circled symbol for silver, but then we had that number 200 that was written next to it. So that is also quite an odd one. Here on the right side, this is gold, 130, but we had this strange little bridge that was made with carbon, and then that arrow went from there to 130. So does that mean we have to make an alloy first of gold and carbon? Not quite sure. Then here, this is really the only symbol for copper, 1,103. But again, not quite sure. And then here we have those 3 triangles, but there's no symbol on those, but they are underlined. And then it points to this box with these 3 numbers. So what I'm saying is we have way too many options, not a very clear distinction. Like, for example, for silver, we have like this one pointing to it, then also this number connected to it, and a number written below it. So then how much silver do you use, or do you even use silver? So So I feel like we are missing a very important clue, but I don't know where we would find that clue. I admit I'm a little lost on where to go or what to exactly do, where exactly to go. So I'll scour my journal here. Numerical system, monsters. None of these are really useful. There is still this very, very odd clue, like in the laboratory. And then this for, what did we calculate for it? So this would be 5,039, but none of the weights add up to 5,039. So, I mean, even if we do all of the weights 3 times, it does not really give us anything. Now, something I want to perhaps test out is, can we make a combination of 2 metals, or does it always have to be 3? I'm assuming it always has to be 3, but just to test it out, I want to give it a try. So let me just say I'm taking 500 of silver and add it. Then I'm taking 500 of gold. I add it. And then these lights, only 2 are burning. Can I actually go onto the machine here and just press go? No, I can't. I have to have at least 3, or exactly 3. Yeah, because the screen kicks us out once we have 3. Go onto the machine that makes the key, but I don't really want to make the key. Let's throw these out. Okay, so I am missing something very important, and this is a little frustrating because I feel like I have explored all of the rooms. The only thing I can think of is maybe going back to the very bottom where the monster is and see if we can use our lighter, because we have not used that one either, to do something with the lighter. Was there perhaps an area we could not visit because the monster was there? And can we now do it because we have fire? I'm not entirely sure. So that's about the only thing I can think of doing right now. Okay, so in here was the teleporter, I believe. Yes. Let's check what this translation was then. Think we know it. You seek, we found. Do these people know the recipe? So let's try to eliminate a few of these paths that we have. Okay. Although I noticed that we lost our lighter when we came here. So we locked in the monster behind this door. And then we're back at the elevator. Okay, so no real clues here. Only thing I can think of is perhaps now that we have learned the language of the warriors, we can see there were a few teleporters that translated language of the of the alchemists, I mean, not the warriors, language of the alchemists to something different. So let's test something out. I will go to the teleporters and see if we can get a clue from translating. Here, there was a translation. Okay, you. Help. And then we had me. Okay, so this is the symbol for help, then not greed. And the plants are dying. We did find a symbol for plant here. Damn, I clicked something accidentally. Let me reset. So we have plant, plural, plant, plural, are dying, death. I don't want plants to die. Okay, complicated sentence. I, me. Don't want. Is there a symbol for want? So it could be me, not, but the thing that is in the negative. Let's literally translate it with the not in the second position. Me, not want, plant, plural, die. Me help you. Me. Then verbs were with a line below, help, me help you. Me create formula. Formula, what could that be? Perhaps potion? Let's try potion. Yes, that's it. We created a friendship now between the devotees and our scientists. So I'll check these doors. I think we have most of these translated, or there is the screen with static like this. So this one does not give us anything useful. And if I can't find something, I'll go back through world number 1. Now that we created a friendship between the warriors and the devotees, and the scientists and the devotees, to see if anything changed in the world, and perhaps they can give us information. So this one we fully translated. That was the warriors like music. Okay, this one we can translate then. Alchemists seek help to fight the monster, perhaps. Okay, so plural. Alchemists. How were the alchemists named? Not the chosen, that was the bard's scientist here. So, scientists want, seek. Let me think. Verbs were the ones with triangle. Want. Want to help. Perhaps protect. Help. We have a symbol for help with the monster. We have impure. The impure were devils. In the pictures that we had in the journal, alchemists are afraid. So we take again the symbol of alchemists, plural. So plural scientists, afraid, fear. And then the alchemists don't want death. So plural, alchemist don't or not. That was, let me think, this symbol. Then want. Want death. Great, okay. Then the warriors are not afraid of the impure. Okay, so here we first say warrior. This one, warrior, plural, are not afraid. So fear. This one, are not afraid of the impure, and the impure are called monsters. Of the monster, warriors will help the scientists. So again, we do warrior first, then plural, help. What was the symbol for help here? Two circles enclosed. Here, help. The scientist, so again plural. So this is alchemist, plural. Okay, and we have created a friendship. Rebuild half of the links. Something has changed in the tower. Great. Let's keep going. This is one with static. This is one we have translated, that the servants can come to the devotees. Static. Okay, then there is this one. So we were missing the word for brother. We hadn't found that one. So let's translate. So I, me, seeking, looking, is this one. For brothers, that was this symbol, plural. Brothers, the warriors are not, so we start with the warriors, plural. So warrior, plural. Not. And then brother, plural. I found a book. We are brothers. So we would start in this language with a book, comma, I found. So we need the word for book. What was book? Book. Me. Book, me, find, because you always end with the verb in this language. Find. And verbs have this dot on the right side. Seek, want, but it's finding that we're doing. Here, find. And then we So me plural, brother plural. So what you would say is brothers, comma, we are. So it is brother, plural. What was brother? This one. Brother, plural. We are. There is a word for are, but you end with that one. So it is we means me, plural. Me, what was that? We are. And then he says the same thing. Brothers, we are. So we. So me, plural. Are, to be. Although I think the R is not translated. So we just say we brothers. So we brother plural. Okay. And another connection. So I think this is actually all the connections we can make with these 4 dots. Only the 5th one, probably those fairies that built the gate, is this last one of the dots. So I believe this last gate then was again static, and things have changed. Okay, this is a great discovery here. Okay, perfect. This is this machine. What is that called again? Like for skiing. Has been activated. Let's see where this leads us. Take a trip in the alchemist's cable car. Cable car. That's the word. Okay, so a bunch of things have changed in the world. This sign that previously forbade warriors from coming here, or impure coming here, has now been crossed out. Like that is no longer a valid sign. So it looks like the world has actually changed. Perhaps it is time then to go explore a few places and see if we can actually get a clue for how to make our mystery element. I think that there was a clue dropped somewhere, like you seek, we found, that perhaps these bars actually have the answer to which transformation we are making. So I will go back to teleporter number 1, and I'm going to do some exploration from the very start, just walking through the levels, see what new things we can discover there.